Hi Sagittarius, how are you? I'm going to do a general reading for current energies. So this is not for everyone. This is a collective reading for Sagittarius out there. So take what works and leave what doesn't, okay? Messages are for the greatest and highest good. So let's see what's going on, Sagittarius. We have the Nine of Wands with the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles reversed. Wow. I feel like you're involved in a relationship with someone, Sag. I mean, in here, like, there's this arrow with this bow and arrow. I feel like that's a symbol of Sag. The archer. I just feel as if you... Okay. The story's getting really clear here. You are here as the Nine of Wands. I mean, you're really on guard about a relationship that in the past or even currently, I just don't feel like it's an even give and take between the two of you. And a few of you are starting to look at possibly going off in your own direction. Yeah. So I think it was hot and heavy, the relationship that you had, but it wasn't balanced. It was not balanced. Not with that Six of Pentacles reverse. It was not fair. I mean, it could have been one of these things, you know, with the Pentacles, it's about, you know, how much effort you put into a relationship. And I think you may have put a lot into it and they didn't. And in the end, you felt like you were on your own anyway. I mean, if it's not true balance between two people, it's felt. A lot of times we pretend that it's not real, you know, like we're not really feeling that it's that bad. But, you know, you're on guard. You're on guard with this person. You're always on guard. What now? What now? Oh, no. You know, and then you feel like, you know, all the weight is on you. All the responsibilities of the house are on you, right? You get to cook, you get to clean, you get to do the laundry, you get to pay the bills. What are they doing? That's the kind of imbalance that I'm saying. So you're better off being on your own. So you're thinking about it. Really think about it. Four of Swords reversed. See, this has left you feeling really unsettled. This relationship. Right? Because I think you saw you had a connection. Definitely had a connection here with this Two of Cups. But I think you also see that this isn't your forever person. There's other options to pick from. So some of you Sagittarians may actually have more than one person that you can go out with. I don't see love relationship. I see a lover. Okay, so we're not talking about a couple. We're not talking about anything like that. We're talking about two people hooked up, had a really great time, but it didn't work. Okay, and you loved each other. I mean, look, we got the Lovers. I mean, there was a connection with you two. But you're so unsettled. You're so unsettled about whether or not you should. And it might be them wondering whether or not they picked right, whether this should go, because I think you're both feeling it. At the end of the day, love is good, right? We can have a good time in bed. What about the rest of it? So you're really conflicted. In order to end the confliction, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you just want to move on and call this done. And I think Sagittarius, you know what you want to do. So really, this is specific to someone who is really second-guessing the relationship as to whether or not it's one you really want. I just don't see you really wanting it. It doesn't have the passion. And what happens when there's not a lot of that kind of connection? You had it at first. You know, that spark? It's like, oh, from across the room, it's like the two of you just connected. But then as you got to know each other, you weren't so connected anymore, were you? Yeah, so I feel like this relationship is headed out the door. And that's okay, especially if you're single and you're just kind of playing the field and you're looking around. I think you really see that there are some other choices to make. And you're happy on your own. Look, you're the Queen of Wands. You are the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius. So, yeah. You don't have to make any commitments just yet. You know, sometimes I think we get lost in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like we get lost in it. We hook up with someone and we're like, oh, this is really, really good. And without ever really saying anything, you feel like you're already committed and you're not really committed. So you were never really committed. You tested the groundwaters. It was really, really great. You know, we had a good time. But I just feel like it's time to move on. High Priestess comes out with the 5 of Cups. Reversed. So I think you know that this relationship, this situationship, whatever it is, now needs to change. All right, so let's go to the Oracle and see what messages the Oracle has for our Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, mending. I want to get one more card out, and then I'm going to tell you what's coming through my mind. All right. So, if you are a Sagittarius out there who has had a little conflict with a friend, your sister, a relative, somebody close to you, I feel like there is an opportunity to maybe fix things between the two of you. I mean, it's going to take, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you want to fix it. Maybe it's you, maybe it's them. But somebody else does not want to fix it. I don't know what happened between you and this person, but somebody didn't feel like they were treated fairly. Somebody wasn't doing the work. Yeah. Whoever this situation is that you're dealing with, Sagittarius, I mean, you tried. I mean, you were trying to make something happen. There's this, but I don't think the other person wanted to mend it. And without two people wanting to fix something, you got to let it go. You know, because both parties have to come together to fix a situation. And I feel like in this situation, Sagittarius, even though you tried the best you can to make things turn around, you may have to just accept the fact that this person may not want things to turn around between you and them. So, I find that really sad. But, I mean, not everybody, you know, sometimes you come to the end of the road with the person and you realize there's more differences than you have in common. And this may have happened between you and this person where you thought you had more in common than you really did. And then when push came to shove, true colors came out and there was real differences. I mean, we're feeling a lot of that in this kind of atmosphere of the world right now. So it doesn't surprise me. So you can't make something work, okay? And if it can't, you have to just accept that it's a blessing in disguise. Okay, this is one of those things, a situation. You may have been working with this person because we have this card of milk and honey reversed. It's like things weren't happening between it. And you weren't going to go any farther with this person. So an ending came up. You know, we've just going through a lunar eclipse. So if I see 2 women here. I mean, it could be 2 women, 2 men or whatever. But usually with a lunar eclipse, some female energy is clipped out. And I think this is one of those where you have to accept the fact that this relationship is over. Whether it was a work situation, a project, just friendship. I just think that your differences are guiding you in different directions. Oh, you know this, but you don't really want to believe it. Anything else for a Sag regarding this situation? In the end, you'll be happy. Okay, so once we accept that you cannot change these things, you know, it takes 2 people. And if the other person doesn't want to, I think you walk away and you'll feel good in the end of the day. You really will. I mean, you knew, I think all along, that this is how it was going to end up. So, deep knowing. Yeah, you try to do things, you try to make it work. But you're being guided in another direction. I mean, there's a whole new life waiting for you, Sagittarius, and you're being pulled in another direction. And some people just cannot go with you in this new life. So that's where we sit. All right, let's see. Anything else? One last card of advice for our Sagittarians. All right, we have more than a card. Seven of Wands, a new beginning. Painful endings. Yeah. So I think you need to not turn away and hang on to something when there's a brand new day waiting for you. I mean, there's, you know, this is not going to work. You need to let it go. Seven of Wands, you tried. You tried. 10 of Swords. You felt hurt, stabbed in the back by this person. I mean, all of those things came up. Really glaring that told you that this is never going to work. So I think you're better off just not communicating. Trying to make something, trying to force somebody to be involved or be your friend or make up. You can't do that all the time, okay? It's just like you need time to heal that, not you. So I feel as if once you make these decisions, you start a whole new life. I mean, here's a Page of Wands. I mean, it's just like all of a sudden things start to move in a good direction. And here with the Queen of Wands, you're open. You're open to life being very different. You're tired of dealing with somebody who, I mean, it was difficult. They snuck around. I don't feel like they treated you fairly at all. If anything, I think they took from you a little bit. So I think you need to see that. Now, I am getting a warning that some of you need to be very careful, okay? And this is just a really strange message. But I feel as if when you're not looking, somebody could try to do something to you, whether it's, you know, take from you, so make sure that you've got your purse, your doors are locked. I just feel like when your back is turned, somebody may turn on you. So just be aware of that, okay? All right, I'm going to end it here because just strange messages. Seems like we had 3 different random messages. But take what works, leave what doesn't. Messages are for the greatest and highest good, and I will see you at the next reading. Check your other signs. Hit that like button. Really appreciate that. And, yeah, I'll see you at the next reading. Until then, bye now.